Hey everybody, welcome to Woodness Goodness, but today is not about wood, it is about concrete. We are going to be using the MudMixer, which I think is the world's fastest way to mix concrete yourself. We're going to start by doing a 4x10 pad and working our way up to doing two separate 10x10 pads, and they're only going to get better. So join me as we do 3 concrete pads in 1 week.
Because it's for AI, it's for huge data centers and all the way up in DC.
Scary stuff. All you need is power, hose water. I'll show you. It even has a hose here that you can use while you're, people in concrete. You need water. Clean your machine down. And then this pad here is 4 feet by 10 feet. How many bags are we doing?
I have 36, I think.
36 bags. So imagine doing 36 bags in a wheelbarrow. All right, so I'll give you a quick tour of this thing before we get going. I'm just gonna go in no particular order. This is the hopper. You put dry mix in here. Basically, you slap a bag on this little oyster knife looking thing. It splits the bag open. You grab each side of the bag, and Bob's your uncle. All the concrete mix falls straight into the hopper and it starts to feed it through the system. Pretty simple controls. Off, forward is that way, reverse is that way, but you got 2 of these water jets, and that's what gets the mix wet, and then it mixes it perfectly. You'll see, but you can adjust it all here. Water, how much water you want? 50? I don't know what that means, but there's a number there. So the higher the number, the more water. Right, Helga?
That's right. We're going to bug attention my little Mickey Mouse form there.
I mean, just like that. So that looks pretty good. And ultimately, I mean, if you have 2 people, this makes it even better. Helga, this is her pad. This is another pool she's making. Sounds like someone's dying over there, but it's just donkeys. Because if for whatever reason the water changes a little bit, you gotta be on this thing. That's pretty good. fact that you can just quickly turn it off is like...
I know.
These boots have been through a lot with me. Snow, mud, long days at the cabin. And when you're relying on something like that every day, you start to respect it a little differently. So every once in a while, I like to slow down and take care of them too. These are the Brunt Omens, and honestly from day one, they just felt right. No break-in, no sore feet, just comfortable right out of the box. They've got that cushion and support where you need it, but they're still breathable enough that you can wear them all day and not even think about it. And that's the thing, for how tough these are, I forget I'm even wearing something this rugged. They've handled everything I've thrown at them, wet ground, cold mornings, constant in and out, and they just keep going. For me, it's about having gear I don't have to think twice about. And Brunt even lets you try them on the job. If you don't love them, you can send them back. They take care of me, so this is me returning the favor. Check the link in my description for a discount or scan the QR code on screen. Now let's get back to the build. So the best part is too, it's so easy to clean. So you got dry in there. You never want to put water down here until you're after like you're done, so you don't get any concrete gummed up. But I do rinse it, just not when there's concrete in there. So I run the water through the whole system while I clean it, and you can do it with the hose that's connected to the unit. Okay, I'm just cleaning up here. And just like that, we did 36 bags of concrete. I think it was like 15-20 minutes. I mean, it was lightning fast. You could basically do it yourself, be pouring it, using the shovel, getting under it. The one thing I'll say, and it's really not like a bad review or anything. So we're on well water here, and the pressure changes, it fluctuates. And because there's just two small jets that are pumping water into the dry mix before it does the full run with the auger, if you lose pressure a little bit, you'll get a drier or wetter mixture. But absolutely insane. There's nothing like it. It's hard to believe, honestly. I'm a big fan. So there you go. You got a little pad, and we did it in a fraction of the amount of time that it would take you to do a wheelbarrow mix or even a drum mixer. And I have done both. I have a drum mixer as well, and those things are a pain in the butt. It looks pretty good. Like I said, this thing is crazy. Just a really cool tool. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I'll try and answer them. But yeah, this thing it's called the MudMixer. I'll have a link in the description. Very cool company based in Texas. And I think they just came out with a new model. Again, this video is not sponsored. I'm just a big fan and think that you guys would think this is cool.
On how it's done so far.
Looks so good. Yeah. You done good. All right, so that first pad was literally the first pad I've ever done by myself with the MudMixer. I had only done post holes, little curbs, smaller projects with the MudMixer. So believe it or not, that 4x10 pad was the biggest to date. Well, the next day, it was time to put my newfound skills and confidence to the test on a 10x20 pad. Now we were most likely going to split this up between two separate mornings, but we didn't realize that we would have to split it up until we did one huge 10x10 pad. And I say huge because I would say this is as big as I would want to do in a single go with the MudMixer. You could definitely do bigger, But these pads were also slightly thicker than your standard, I don't know, 3.5 to 4.5 inch pad for a patio. This was closer to 6 inches, maybe 7 in some spots. Not intentional, but it soaked up a lot of concrete. So this pad is split up into 2 sections. You'll see a gutter running down the middle, and that kind of splits up the 2 pads. So we went a little overkill, but this patio is going to be holding a hot tub, a big hot tub with a lot of water. So we went ahead and put rebar in. Now while you're using the MudMixer, just as I said in the previous pad, you just got to watch your water ratio to the concrete mix. Once in a while it will fluctuate. I find that it's a lot more obvious when you're on a well than say city water, because all it takes is for your pressure tank or your well to all of a sudden experience a drop, whether someone's flushing the toilet or just someone in the house is using that water, and you'll notice it dip in pressure on the MudMixer for a second, and then it catches back up. So this first 10 by 10 pad soaked up 90 80-pound bags of concrete. So you can do the math. I think it's around 2 cubic yards. We did our initial screed just with a 2x4. I think it was a 12-foot 2x4, and got it to the point where it was pretty darn good. And that was basically the first pad. My camera ran out of battery, but I ended up doing a bull float over the whole thing, and then we waited to edge it, and then finally we did a broom finish. And that's the first time I've ever done a broom finish. Probably did a little earlier than I should have, but it turned out pretty good. So after that first pad, we waited a week, and we did this on another Saturday morning. And this time what we did with the MudMixer is something I would do for every project moving forward, is wheel it around. It's on wheels for a reason. It's very nimble. It even rotates like 270 degrees, maybe even 360 on the base. It just rotates. And we hadn't done either of those things for the first pad. We just poured it in the front of the pad and then would use our shovels and rakes to move the concrete around. But by bringing it into the pad site and then just pouring and working our way out of the pad was not only very satisfying, but it also just made it seem like we were working a lot faster, because you could visually see it filling up with concrete versus not really sure the height of the concrete. Now, I'm not a professional with concrete. I went out and bought this bull float for this project specifically, but it worked out pretty well. Concrete has a time stamp on it. You got to be careful. I guess you got to bull float at a certain time. You can't bull float too late. You want to allow the concrete to develop what they call cream at the top, and that's the water that's kind of working its way through. You know, these are things I'm learning, but I've already done 3 pads in 2 weeks, so I'm feeling pretty good. I think the thing with concrete that makes it slightly stressful when you're doing it is you want to do it right, because when it dries, not only is it incredibly strong, but it's heavy, and it's going to be very difficult to change, impossible to change in some cases. It's not like you can remove a nail or a screw and redo it, buy a new piece of wood. But I will say, after doing 3 pads in 2 weeks, I went from just the mix guy to feeling like I could help lead the charge on a small concrete project. I definitely felt like I was better equipped with skill and knowledge on the 3rd pad, and I'm now excited to do another one. But yeah, I just thought this would be a fun video to show you. I think this is one of the coolest tools out there, and yeah, I think if you want to do a concrete project, you might not need this thing, but concrete's pretty fun to work with, and I think it's a really great skill to at least try to get somewhat good at. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see ya.